So today I would like to go over the importance of why you should have a pre-purchase inspection. If you're looking for a used car, I have a lot of people, a lot of customers come up and talk to me about looking at buying a car, and there's a lot of unknowns about that, and so they wonder, how can I protect myself as far as making sure I know what I'm buying? And a pre-purchase inspection is vitally important. So I want to share a couple of quick experiences as far as things that have occurred once in my life. It was kind of an embarrassing thing to share because of the industry that I'm working in. But when I was younger, I picked up a little old Mazda truck and went test drove it. Everything felt really good. I purchased it from this gentleman, drove it home. I was happy about my little purchase and everything was good. And the next day, checking everything over thoroughly, I found that there was no oil registering on the dipstick. So topped off the oil, thought no big deal, but right after I did that and drove it, it was billowing out smoke from the back of the vehicle because the engine was worn out. And the gentleman deceived me, and so I got the big short end of the stick. Another experience that occurred recently, I had a friend that called me up and asked, hey, I'm looking at buying this car. It does grind going into third gear, and the guy says, it's just a $20 part that's going to fix that. Well, wait a minute, hold on a second. $20 part to fix it. Why didn't he fix it before he was selling the vehicle? So, bottom line is, that car needed a transmission, and he was just trying to sell it and pawn it off on somebody else. And so we're here to help make sure that you're protected when you're looking at purchasing a used vehicle. The true importance of it is making sure that you're getting what you're being sold. Also making sure if there's things that have been neglected maintenance-wise that you know about them, and if there's hidden damage or hidden repairs that are needed, so that when you purchase the vehicle, you know what you're getting, so that way you can go ahead and budget for it or negotiate with the seller based on our findings. So for a $45 inspection, you definitely are going to yield greater benefit and peace of mind with what you're purchasing. So I pulled in a vehicle here that is an example of a pre-purchase inspection that we might typically see somebody bring into us. So I'm going to just show a couple of things that we'll be looking for, just to kind of give you an idea of the importance of having a pre-purchase inspection. So we have a 1993 Toyota Paseo here that seems to have relatively low miles for the year, 140,000 miles. So we're just going to dig in just a little bit and take a look to see what conditions and the things that we can find in a pre-purchase inspection. So we'll pull the wheels and take a look at the brake condition, and we can come in and make sure that make sure you don't have any extraordinary expenses that are going to come up after you purchase a vehicle. And then kind of looking up a little bit higher up in here, there's in your struts, we can see the strut bellow is completely split open, but the strut's not leaking, and so everything is probably still okay with that. But again, just so that you know what you're purchasing and some things that could be coming down the road to kind of make sure that you're prepared for any expenses that may come with the vehicle. So I'm going to come underneath the vehicle. It's going to get a little bit loud here with the hoist going up. We're going to come underneath the vehicle here, and on this particular one, there's an oil drip that's coming down from right up in here. You can see where it's just all wet with oil. So oil is leaking from up above here, and so we would want to verify or get an idea of where that's coming from so that we can get you a price of what you'd be up against. Again, a negotiating point that you can use with the seller based on the situation, and especially if it's a car that you're interested in purchasing. So over here also, we can see that fuel lines have been repaired on this vehicle, so it has had an impact underneath this vehicle at one point in time. So some other repairs are done, not necessarily a negative thing, but things that you would want to be aware of before you're purchasing the vehicle. So coming towards the back of the vehicle, we'll make sure we're checking the tire condition. On the outside of this tire, you can see where, maybe not be able to see, but it's got some awesome looking tread out here. So the tire looks almost brand new, but you come to the inside edge and it's getting worn pretty bad. And not only that, but it's got some pretty bad wear patterns on the tire that are going to cause some additional noise. So again, just as you're looking at purchasing a used vehicle, there's just a lot of different hidden things that you may not be aware of that we're going to be able to catch for you and to give you the ideas of the things that are going on with the car. And again, to make sure you're paying proper value for the vehicle, not overpaying for it, and also having negotiating power and points to be able to bring back to the seller, whether it be a dealer or a private owner, and see if something can be negotiated out if it's a vehicle you really want. Extreme Auto Service, we're here to make sure that you are taken care of. We are your advocate.